ahead.
Hi, my name's Cole. I'm here to talk to you today about why I think capital punishment is smart and should be instituted fully in America. So let me ask you guys a question. You don't have to answer, but in your head, think of like the most unforgivable, disgusting thing, most disgusting, horrible crime that another human being can do to another human being. It could be different for some person. It could be rape, it could be murder, it could be mass murder, serial killers, whatever. But just keep that in mind and what you think should happen to that kind of person. And see that picture right there? That's a guillotine. Ever since the olden days, the guillotine has been used where it hasn't been, like, if you need to execute someone, you don't have to chop their head off in the middle of the town square with a 20-foot tall guillotine for everyone to see. There's a reason they did that. It's to deter future criminals of the same crime. It's to put fear into the hearts of the people who may commit those crimes, and it has been shown to deter crimes like that in the future. And approximately 2/3 of Americans today, if you ask them in a poll, would say that they support the death penalty. It's 65%, and 32 of our 50 states currently have the death penalty today. And today I'm going to talk to you about our problem in our country, which is that, let me start by saying that the death penalty isn't a thing in a lot of other countries. It's been taken out, but in our country, our problem is more or less that we have a lot of messed up people that are willing to do a lot of these horrible crimes. The solution would be that the people who commit the worst of those crimes, the worst of the worst, those people need to be killed. And the outcome would be people would be deterred further from crime in the future. It's good for our general population. There's a lot of good things that go into that. And now here we start with our let me go back to my thesis actually. My thesis is why the death penalty is a necessary evil in our country and why it should be instituted. And now I'll talk about the problem in our country. According to Froelich 2015, there has been approximately 2,625 documented cases of serial killers in the U.S. And that's dating back since, there's been records of serial killers. And that number right there, 25 to 50, according to Moss 2015, there are anywhere from approximately 25 to 50 active serial killers in the U.S. today. Meaning that those people are out there right now, and a big thing in cases like this is the rights of the victim must be protected over the rights of the criminal. Meaning a lot of people would be saying like, well, no matter what this person did, you can't put them to death because it's just not humane, it's brutal, it's not right. But I would say, and a lot of people would agree, that if that person committed that horrible crime in the first place, they forfeited their rights to be treated not like. And I say the general public benefits greatly from capital punishment in the way that there's something that is the highest form of punishment that they can receive and they're scared of it. Think of in our country if you could do whatever crime you wanted and you knew that the worst thing that could possibly happen is you were taken care of in prison for the rest of your life. Imagine if you were already old, if you were towards the end of your life. How bad is that to be in prison and be taken care of? I mean, a lot of people are afraid to be killed, and not a lot of people are afraid to be taken care of in prison. Now that I've talked about the problem in our country, I want to talk about the solution. According to Liptak 2007, from the New York Times, this is from New York, it costs around $167,731 to feed, house, and guard an inmate for a year in a penitentiary in New York. multiply that by a decade, multiply that by 2, that's a lot of money you're gonna have to be spending on someone who doesn't really deserve to live. And according to Madrigal 2008, according to that, they found in Texas, when they instituted new child murder laws, it was associated with a 20% decrease in child murder, meaning that that crime was just not seen as much after those new laws were put in place, when the death penalty was put on the table. Another thing is it gives closure to the victim's family, and a lot of people would, an argument I hear a lot is like, the death penalty is racially profiling, and if you actually look it up, 49% of people who have been killed are white, 40% have been black, and 8% have been Hispanic, with the rest being like other. And now that I've talked about the solution, I'd like to talk about the outcome. And according to Frederick, 2015, for every inmate put to death, 3 to 18 murders can be prevented. And this is a quote from Mulhausen, 2014. Some crimes are so heinous and inherently wrong that they demand strict penalties up to and including life sentences or even death. Most Americans recognize this principle as just. And that's true, because 2/3 of Americans do support the death penalty if pulled. Criminals deterred. Well, these are the outcomes that are the most, that carry the heaviest benefit for me. Criminals are deterred, justice is carried out, money is saved, and families have closure in the future. And now that I've talked about the outcome for this, I hope you understand why the death penalty is a necessary evil in the United States. I've talked about the problem, the solution, and the outcome that could be taken. And I encourage you to watch the show Dexter, because it shows serial killers and how they think, so you could have a little less sympathy for them, perhaps. This is all I got. Thank you.